Good morning you guys and welcome back to another YouTube video. So it's the start of the day, hence my hairband, my skincare hairband that I literally live in all the time. I got it on eBay. If you just type in towel headband, because it took me a while to find it because everyone uses them on TikTok. But today, let me sit down. Hi. Today I wanted to do a video that I actually mentioned a while ago that I wanted to do, and it's basically a what I eat in a day, but instead of showing you like all the meals that I'm eating today, I want to show you the breakdown of all the meals. I've got my trusty breakfast bar in now, so I want to literally lay out every single thing, like every single thing I eat in a day, like in the quantities or roughly as well, and like break down meal by meal, show you like every ingredient, basically like everything that makes up what I eat in a day, because I follow a very like healthy lifestyle, right? I love healthy food, I love fruit, I love vegetables, I love like being vegan, all the rest of it. It's so easy for me to follow because I love it, and obviously it really lines up with my love for the gym, which works out perfect. So but on top of that, I also eat very balanced. Like I am the biggest sweet tooth person. I love going out for dinner. Like it's my favourite activity. It's my hobby, is going out to restaurants and going out for food and things like that, or even like just going places for dessert and stuff. So I think it's difficult for people who are maybe trying to lose weight or trying to get onto a healthier lifestyle or trying to work out how you do both. Like how do you live a healthy lifestyle but also be balanced at the same time? And I think the best way to describe it is the 80-20 rule, without, we're going to ignore the fact that my nails look like this, without calling it a rule, or without actually saying, right, this is 80% healthy and 20% not healthy. It's just the mentality of it, and it's the best way to kind of describe how to live a balanced diet lifestyle. So I personally right now eat, like I eat intuitively, and I have done for a long time, but I've based that off of the fact that I also know what is in food and what my own body needs. So I easily eat, well, it varies day to day, obviously. I've got hiccups so bad. It varies day to day. But I would say I never eat below 2,000 calories in a day. And I don't change what I eat on rest days versus gym days versus, you know, leg day or upper body day or anything like that. I literally listen to my body and eat what it is that I want to eat that day. I am very repetitive and eat very similar stuff all the time. So this is a very like, it's a very realistic example of what I would eat in a day, so I'm going to show you what that is. But yes, I want to put everything out like ingredient wise to show you. Will I use, I don't know if I'll use them. Oh, that's what I was saying. So basically I eat anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, and it just depends on how hungry I am. It depends on what I want. Some food that I want that day can be more calorific than other food. One day I might want ice cream at dessert, sometimes I don't. Maybe I wanted spring rolls before my dinner versus another day where I don't, or just things like that. Like it just varies. So like calorie wise, as long as I'm hitting around 120 to 130 grams of protein a day, which again I know that from tracking a while back and just knowing roughly what's in food. It's not like something I have to overthink, you know, it's not something I overthink. But what I will say is, if I'm going out for dinner to a restaurant, because we maybe go out for dinner, we don't go out for dinner once a week, but we definitely have something external once a week, whether that's a takeaway or we go out for dinner or we've had like a late lunch somewhere or something like that. The problem is the area we've moved to has access to Deliveroo, which we did not have. Is that too low down? We did not have that in the last area we lived in. So it's very much, it's because it's actually a laziness thing. It's got to points where I'm like, I can't be bothered making dinner, let's just order Nando's or something. And this is the problem. Adam would live off of takeaways if that man could. Like if he had the decision, he would have takeaway food every day. You know, he just loves it. He just loves it. This is not working. He loves it. So essentially, if I'm eating out, I don't necessarily pick the healthiest options, or I don't pick the highest protein options or anything like that, because it's like my one day a week where I'm just like, it's just whatever, you know. I could be going to, we'll use Zzz's for an example, and they have this like brand new garlic bread, and they have like, there's new pizza to try and have a new dessert to try. None of that's high protein. None of that's balanced in terms of carbs, fat and protein. That's not the point. The point is you're going out, you're socialising, you're living your life, and you're having a night out, basically. I don't drink alcohol often. I don't like go out partying at weekends. I don't binge drink. I don't do any other kind of like unhealthier behaviours, if that makes sense. I don't smoke or do drugs or anything like that. So my unhealthy behaviour is going out for dinner. That's my thing, so I have no issue going out for dinner and being like, oh, I actually binge drank on Friday and Saturday night because I was out with my friends. I'm now hungover and need to like eat Chinese food, and then I feel like 3 days of my week have actually been really unhealthy. That's fine if that's what you do, but that obviously doesn't fit with my lifestyle, and I also don't enjoy it. Obviously I do drink now and then, it just depends on my plans, but you're lucky if I drink like what, 6 times a year max, you know. It's not a lot, and I don't binge drink anymore. You know, used to when I was like 18, 19, 20, I was out all the time, I was drinking all the time, not in an alcoholic way, in a teenage, early uni days kind of way, but you find what it is that works for you. So this intro's got far too long, but I'm trying to give you a bit of backstory and a bit of explanation as to how I eat kind of a balanced diet. You know, I have a very relaxed approach to food. I haven't always had that, you know, I'd be like, oh, I had that yesterday, maybe I'll wait like a few days to have something else. My approach, I actually tried to make a vision of this on an Instagram reel and a TikTok, in that, you know, Monday through to Sunday, people want to eat healthy, right? But they restrict themselves to a point that it gets to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they binge and end up overeating what they would have eaten had they just included small cravings throughout the week. So for example, if you wanted spring rolls as an appetizer before your dinner, on a Monday, have that, and then you're eating all healthy, and then maybe on a Thursday you're like, I could really go an ice cream after dinner, have that, and then Sunday you might think, oh, I'd like to go out for lunch. Those 3 things are so small in comparison to your whole week, versus if you ate healthy Monday through Thursday and then binge ate and overate Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it ends up making you feel rubbish if you do that as well. Number 1, you mentally feel like you've wasted your whole week. Number 2, you feel bloated, you feel sluggish, you feel ugh. Well, I personally do it anyway, and it's your whole body's upset, like you're bloated and your digestive system's all over the place, like your gut, everything. If you want to try and be the healthiest version of yourself, you can't do it 100% perfectly. The only way to do it 100% perfectly is doing what works for you and doing what you enjoy. Thus, if having 3 small treats throughout the week works for you, as it works for me, then that's the way you do it. You know, if going to the gym 4 times a week or 3 times a week is totally sustainable to you versus going 5 or 6 times a week and then falling off the bandwagon and not enjoying it and all the rest of it, then 3 to 4 times a week is what you do. So I'm going to show you what I'm eating now. I'm going to show you it all broken down. I hope this makes more sense to you. I hope you can see the small inclusions throughout a day of less healthy food versus the healthy food, and see how it kind of balances out and how it actually looks. Because people will say to me, how come you can eat Biscoff on your porridge every day, for example? It's 1 tablespoon of Biscoff versus all this healthy food I've had in a day. So let me just show you an example of what I've been eating in a day recently. Okay, so I've done my best to lay everything out that I feel is a very accurate representation of what I eat in a day. It looks so much less when it's like broken down to ingredients. So what I'm going to do is like talk through each meal, and then I'm going to get, what do you call them, like sticky notes, and I'll put a sticky note on the things that are not considered healthy, so you can see their small contribution compared to the healthy, okay, if that makes sense. So starting with breakfast, I typically have oats, and I have about 70 grams of oats. That's kind of my personal intake level. I always mix in a tablespoon of raw cacao powder. I then top it with chia seeds, maple syrup, and right now I'm loving just like a big square of chocolate just to like melt it all. And I have that with almond milk. So this is 2 cups of almond milk in this glass. 1 cup goes in the oats, and the other cup I use to make a smoothie. So right now my smoothie of choice in the morning is just, you know, a big load of frozen strawberries, vanilla protein powder, creatine and almond milk. Almond milk's my choice, it's my favourite one. So this is what my breakfast would look like, and this adds up to about 700 or 800 calories, which looking at that you would not think that that looks like a lot of food at all, but it's good food. You know, you've got protein in there, you've got your creatine, you've got fruit, antioxidants, bit of sweetness, but a bit of the good stuff, antioxidants again, healthy fats, fibre, carbohydrates, energy, all the stuff, okay? Lunch for me is where it gets boring because I'm not the biggest fan of lunch. Like, I eat it, but I'm a breakfast and dinner kind of person, so I tend to have something like sourdough bread with either hummus or avocado, whichever kind of fat source I'm feeling like. So let's just say it's sourdough with hummus today and baked beans. And again, a lunch for me is protein, carbohydrates, fats, carbohydrates, just a nice hearty lunch to get you through the afternoon. And then moving on, I am loving like a protein bar as a snack. This is an example of one I eat regularly, and a fruit. Right now I'm going through like a melon a day. I just cut it in half, scoop out the seeds and eat it with a spoon. It's like delish. And I would say dinner's probably my largest meal of the day, maybe on par with breakfast, but it's always at least a 700 or 800 calorie meal because I feel like my lunch is quite light and I much prefer like a good big dinner compared to a lunch, you know. So right now, probably 3 to 4 times a week, I have an appetizer such as spring rolls, okay? I have vegetable spring rolls, and I normally stick to something really simple and really basic, but I love it. This is about 200 to 250 grams of tofu, which is just like a half of a large block of tofu. I do buy pre-packaged rice, okay? I know it's not the best in terms of packaging, but for me, microwaving rice for 2 minutes is the most convenient thing for me to do. Okay, so I have a full pack of rice. This is about 200, well that one's 280. Normally they're like 250 to 280 grams of rice. And then just whatever vegetables I have. So right now I have half a big bag of bean sprouts because these just disappear. And then like a good big bunch of broccoli. So I tend to have broccoli nearly every single day, but it's just whatever vegetables I have. Like last night it was broccoli with a corn on the cob and I just shaved it all down and put that with the broccoli. The day before that it was broccoli and Brussels sprouts. It just depends what's in the fridge. And with my dinner I always have the clear vegan protein. Strawberry is one of my favourite flavours, so that's what's here. I do 3 scoops because that makes a 20 gram serving, like 20 grams of protein. So this again is a very hearty, protein packed, carbohydrate packed, fibre packed, nutrient packed meal. Would I have dessert this day? Again, it just depends. Possibly, possibly not. If I was having dessert, I would show you. I ran out of space here, so I'll go and get it and put it here. My like typical dessert options. So honestly right now ice cream is like my favourite thing to have as a dessert. So I get these cones that either you can get them from, most supermarkets actually do these like vegan ice cream cones. They're kind of cornetto style. I probably have this, don't know, 3 times a week. It just depends on my hunger level. Like I could have had this dinner with the spring rolls and all the rest of it and thought, I'm actually really full, I don't want anything. Or I'm like, someone get me an ice cream please. So yeah. Okay, I didn't have sticky notes. I do have sticky notes, but I think Adam's taking them to work. So instead of sticky notes, I have just moved food into 2 sections. Section A, which is all the food that I consider to be health food or just not unhealthy food, you know. I've put my protein powder in there because as much as that's processed, protein powder to me is a supplement and it's something to add into a balanced healthy diet. So I've left protein powder in there and I've moved things over to the other side that one might consider to be like highly processed or more calorific or less healthy, okay? And it's just to show you the difference in the volume of food that is healthy versus unhealthy that make up my calories for the day. So some people might disagree that protein powder or maple syrup should be like in the other side. Personally, this is how I view my food. I view all of this as healthy, minimally processed food. I also forgot to mention my supplements. This is a vegan omega-3, that's from my vegan. That is a D3 from my vegan, and that is an iron supplement that I have prescribed from my doctor. I got my blood work done a while back and she said my iron was slightly low, nothing anemic or anything like that, but we'll just give it a bash for a few months to see how we go. So I'm taking 3 of those supplements, and this is all the food, like I said, that I would consider to be on the healthy side. I used I had to switch cameras because the other one died, but a green lollipop stick to highlight my green/healthy section. So I've had 2 fruits, 2 vegetables, beans are counted as one of your 5 a day, antioxidants, fibre, healthy fats, all the rest, all the stuff. And then this section here is the one that I have dubbed the highly processed, less healthy section, and that is the chocolate that you put in your oats in the morning, the 2 spring rolls that I have as my appetizer at dinner, and a protein bar. I would still put a protein bar higher than a standard chocolate bar, because as much as the ingredients are pretty much the same and you know it's less healthy and it's highly processed, it has a better macronutrient profile, so you're getting, you know, what is it, 15 grams of protein from this. It's a more substantial snack in my opinion, so that's under the red section, but by no means do I look at this and go, oh my god, that's unhealthy, that's a treat, that's a cheat. That's just the more processed part of my diet versus all of this. So I really hope you guys find this video like insightful or helpful, or a bit more of a breakdown as to how to actually eat a healthy, balanced diet. A lot of people disagree with some of my choices, and that's absolutely fine. You've got to find what works for you, what works for your lifestyle, what works for your body, your goals, all the rest of it. For me, I love eating this way and it works for me. If you want to eat differently, by all means eat differently. It's not a, this is what I do, so this is what you do. Not at all. This is just a representation of how just to eat a balanced diet. So please comment down below if you found this helpful. Please also give this video a like and also subscribe if you're brand new, just to help my YouTube channel grow, and share my videos with other people. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.